Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Game Time Live. We are coming to you with another edition of the flagship show for the Game Time Network, Game Time Live. It's good to have everyone here. Ramon is back. Great to have Ramon in the building. We're going to be talking a lot of things today. We're going to be talking about the NBA, buy or sell. Are you buying the Lakers? Are you selling the Rockets? Who are you buying into? We're going to find out who the Game Time crew is looking forward to seeing in this year's upcoming playoffs. We're going to be talking some March Madness. I've been at work, but I've been able to watch the games, but I have a feeling D-Cot's got a lot to say about this year's March Madness tournament. We're going to be talking about the new WNBA CBA, right? We tried to get some WNBA at the start of the pod, but obviously we wanted to build that audience. So we're going to bring some WNBA into the conversation today. We're going to talk about the new CBA. Is the money great for the players? Yes, it is. Is there some consequences to that? Yes, there is. We're going to talk about that today. And we're also going to talk about the World Baseball Classic. Obviously, we like to throw a little baseball in there as well. And we're going to talk about a certain quote from Aaron Judge that has people in an uproar. Fellas, great to have you on the show. It's going to be a good episode today. Once again, folks, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsors, Matt Gaddis of State Farm. If you need any insurance help, make sure to contact Matt Gaddis and get some help for your insurance needs. Thank you to Wired to the Nines. If you need any low voltage help, please make sure to contact Wired to the Nines. And then last but not least, thank you to our partner, Big Z Sports Bar, for supporting the Game Time Network. Big Z Sports Grill, Thank you for supporting the Game Time Network. April 4th, we will be live from Big Z Sports Grill, not an online show, only an in-person show. Big Z Sports Grill or Sports Bar, April 4th. We're going to be giving away T-shirts. We're going to be giving away gift cards, and we're going to be giving away 3 pairs of Pacer tickets. So make sure you show up to Big Z Sports Bar where you will have the chance to win 3 pairs of Pacer tickets. Don't got to pay to enter the raffle. All you got to do is show up, stay for the hour of the show. It's going to be 7 to 8, and then at the end of the show, we're going to be giving away the all 3 pair of Pacer tickets. So make sure you guys do that. Big thanks to Daryl for getting the Pacer tickets done for us. It's going to be a great show. This show is going to be a great show today. Fellas, how are we doing?
Man, if I was doing any better, it'd be against the law.
Ramon, how are we feeling? How are we doing?
Healthy, man. Healthy.
There you go. Great to have Ramon back. And, fellas, I want to start off with this. We're getting a lot more comments on our videos, on our clips. All I got to say is, I had a very interesting comment that came across our YouTube clips this week. And all I got to say is, if you don't like what we're talking about, you don't got to watch the clip. You can skip the clip for all you want. This is a sports show. So we're going to talk about sports. We're going to have different opinions on sports. So if you don't like our opinion on sports, comment about why you don't like it. Don't bring up political stuff. So
man, what was the comment?
Just something like, it was, oh, you guys are so mad about Bam's 83 when we got all this political stuff going on. And I was like, well, we're not a political show. So if you don't like what we have to say, then you can skip by because it's just one clip. So I just wanted to bring that up because it was just so out of left field. I'm like, this ain't even a political show. We're talking about sports. And he's like, well, you guys are so worried about sports. I'm like, it's a sports show. I don't know what you want from us.
So let me get this right before we go on.
I had to bring this up today because, man, that comment, it's been driving me for days.
Let Ramon chime in. This has not been rehearsed.
I did not bring this up before the show.
I hope they're hearing me. I hope they're hearing this because my thought is you're criticizing us for thinking about sports while there's a war overseas. But instead of you thinking about the war overseas, you're thinking about us thinking about sports.
Like what?
Like, dude, make it make sense, man. Like, if you're really concerned about the war overseas, don't look at us. Look at CNN. But instead, you're looking at us talk about sports, which means that you're 3 parts removed from the war overseas. Man, shut up.
Hey, you know what? Let me help that follower. You know what? I'm gonna give him 10 seconds of that. My brother, Middle East veteran, 6 years of his life in the Middle East. My youngest son, the tornado, currently stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado, on alert. That's it. Now let's talk sports. Let's go.
There you go. There you go.
The same thing, we're bringing a little sunshine to people so they can have a break from all the realities of life. whether it's the war overseas, whether it's your daily work, whether it's your family. Like, shoot, man, like I was sick for 30 days and I still tuned in to see my boys because it brought some daylight to my dark time. Like, so slow down, pimp. Like, keep them comments to yourself.
Awesome. Yeah. We're going to get into it today, folks. It's going to be a good show. And yeah, we're here to bring a good time. Unless you're a Purdue fan, a Notre Dame fan, or Go Bataze, we're here to treat you right and to have a good show. So, fellas, we're going to talk some March Madness. Teams have already punched their ticket into the, what is this right here? The
second round going into the
Sweet 16. There we go. Yeah. So we've got Duke punched their ticket, Michigan State's punched their ticket, Texas punched their ticket, and Arkansas has punched their ticket to the Sweet 16. Arkansas, it was looking a little grim there for them last night. I was watching that game. Man, I got to tell you, though, I really like St. John's as we get closer and closer to the end of this. Unfortunate that Louisville couldn't get the win. Big matchup right here, Daryl. I know you're pretty high on UCLA. I think they could get the win over UConn today.
You know, I'm high on UCLA because of their coach, right? Mick Cronin, as the season's gone on, he's all about 5'2" tall. By the way, you're talking about the guy who's small but carries a big stick. All he does is coach, man. He coaches from start to finish. He's fiery. He's in his players' faces. And again, they don't have the talent that UConn has, right? And UConn has a strong backcourt led by a guy from Indiana that should have been in Indiana, the 6'6" swingman they've got, who's projected as a top 12 pick in this upcoming NBA draft. I just like the way Nick Cronin and UCLA fight. They got a nice backcourt. If they can get their big man back that was injured in the Big Ten championship game, I think they may have a better chance. I'm not sure if he's been listed as questionable or already available. I just don't know if they have enough guns in their holster to take care of UConn. But I hope they do because I like seeing Nick Cronin on the sidelines doing his thing. I really do.
Ramon, any thoughts on March Madness thus far? Your thoughts?
Man, that UConn UCLA should be exciting, but man, what Dan Hurley has an incredible record against non-conference teams. Yep. Like I think it's something like 20 plus and 20 plus double-digit wins or something like that, or something ridiculous, you know. So people who are not familiar with them tend to struggle.
Yeah.
So I can't go against UConn in this situation. They tough. What I do like is that Michigan State Louisville game. Michigan State looked physical.
Yeah.
Oh my God, very physical. It's like we showing the world that we're nobody's little brother. Like we the big dog. We the vicious guys out here. That was a physical game, and I enjoyed it so far. Man, I think the tournament itself is living up to what it should be. You know, and I'm checking rosters. I'm checking starting fives. I want to see how many kids are on these teams that are 3, 4, 5-year students versus the 1 or 2 year teams. You know, I'm looking at the physical stature of these players. You know, you're looking at your boy. You're looking at Illinois, man. Those guys are physical. They are strong kids, big, man. So it's big. So, and can move. So I'm like, yeah, they're gonna do some damage, and they play very good defense on the string, and they get to the bucket. Like this is one of the more enjoyable tournaments in the last couple of years to me. And by the way, Kyle, I just want to let you know, boiler up, man, boiler up, baby.
We'll see. They got a tough game against Miami.
Can I tap back into Louisville real quick as Ramon hit right? So we've been talking about this. We got to make sure we uncover a lot of these things. So we on this show and many other shows, Darren Peterson called HE double hockey sticks all season long for playing half the games of the season. Mikael Brown, the guard out of Louisville, didn't play in the loss the other against Michigan State. He's played about half the games this season, and the last 3 games that he missed was because of a back contusion. But when you watch that game yesterday, where was he at? On the bench, standing up, all the things that a 19-year-old does when he's not in the game. I'm questioning a lot of these. Again, I'm questioning the motives the contractual responsibilities or the mental responsibilities that these players have. Mikael Brown looked healthy most all season long. And then all of a sudden you got a guy who's 6'2", 190 pounds, has a back issue, right? I never heard that prior to to the NIL world, unfortunately, right? Like this, right? Guys that look healthy, I mean, fast, quick, and all of that, and all of a sudden he's not playing. Him not being there for the Michigan State game really pretty much sealed the deal for Louisville to not be able to advance. I'm not clowning the guy or anything like that. It's just something to watch and pay attention to. He had back issues, but he's up and down on the sideline, standing, quickly getting up, cheering for his team. I'm just saying, something to pay attention to. I don't know Mikael Brown at all. I don't know his family, but it's just something to pay attention to as we go forward, looking at the tournament and into upcoming years. Just want to share that.
No, that's a good point. It's going to be an interesting tournament. We talked about it a little bit. A lot of these draft candidates at the top of the draft, will they make a deep run in the tournament? Obviously, BYU got out pretty quickly. You still got Boozer and Duke that are still here, a Cuff in Arkansas. Fears, I don't think Fears is going to be in the draft this year, but he's still here. It's going to be a good tournament. I'm really curious to see how the rest of it will go. Michigan looks really, really strong. Obviously, they haven't played anyone not anyone, super competitive on their level, I guess you could say. Obviously, Texas Tech or Alabama, that's going to be a good matchup for either of them. There's a lot of teams that look really good right now. But you could take your pick, whoever you think looks the best in the tournament. I think there's a lot of good options out there. I want to say Michigan, right? But I also think Duke has looked really strong, and then so has Michigan State. I think St. John's and Kansas for me is the game to watch. I know UCLA and UConn will be really good, but I am excited for St. John's and Kansas because I think, looking at their bracket, if Peterson gets hot, he could take them all the way to the Elite Eight, the Final Four. Just the way he plays in the first half, the way he's able to take over a game. I think that just speaks to how great of a player he is. But we'll see how it is because we talked about Pitino, I think last week, Daryl, and we've said how great of a coach Pitino is. I mean, he can get it done. Both sides can get it done. I mean, anybody right now at this point that's in the tournament can get it done for me.
They got a team that believes too, right? Remember, they beat UConn twice this year, so they're not afraid of the bright lights. I just think they look at the Kansas team like, oh yeah, we're glad for this matchup to keep them focused, right? To keep them going because you've got probably 2 lottery picks out of that Kansas team, Darren Peterson and Obongo. Maybe not this year, but next year for sure.
Yeah.
You know what, man? It was the hardest thing for me in this whole tournament, my brackets, because I got Michigan going deep, and I hate Michigan in every sense of the word. I hate that they just won like hockey or something like that. I hate Michigan. I don't even watch hockey, but I hate that Michigan won hockey. I hate that I got to pencil them in as victors, throughout my bracket, But I hope they win because I want to win this bracket. So go whatever they call themselves, man.
There you go.
It's heartbreaking, and I may start drinking after this comment.
I still really like Arizona. There's a lot of teams in this tournament that it's like, man, they could win. Oh, man, they could win too. Where you get to a point where it's like, man, I don't know who's going to win this thing. I think after watching Arkansas against High Point last night, I'm a little worried about them. I don't think they get past Arizona. After if Arizona wins, obviously they got to beat Utah State, but I think the road ends for Arkansas if they've got to play Arizona. I wasn't too impressed with Arkansas last night against High Point. Credit to High Point, right, for beating Wisconsin and then keeping it close against the Razorbacks. But I think the road ends there for Arkansas. But I think Arizona, Daryl, is still the overall best team in college basketball. I think they are the team to beat at this moment in time. But it's looking good, man. I really have enjoyed this year's March Madness tournament. I know people are mad that we haven't gotten a lot of Cinderella stories and stuff like that, but there's still been awesome moments.
That's going away, man. Last year we had 5 upsets. This year we've got 4. That number is going to continue to go down because you got players that at the high points of the world, Siennas of the world, their best players are continuing to get plucked by these bigger schools, just like similar to what Michigan did with some of their players. That's no knock, but the fact that these big schools have more money to pay these young men. And a lot of these guys, they know that I may not make it to the NBA. So I'm going to continue to strike while the iron is hot. So, yeah, I don't see that trend flipping you know, in a big way, meaning Cinderellas, right? Yeah, you had a couple of upsets, absolutely, because of matchups, right? If you got a good matchup, you got a real chance. Exactly what happened with Wisconsin getting beat.
Yeah.
That was a bad matchup for them. Now, converse to that, North Dakota State and Michigan State. Granted, I love me some North Dakota State because obviously Josh Jones, friend of the show, Dub C veteran, was assistant coach there. But they were a bad matchup. Michigan was bigger, faster, stronger in every area. That just was a bad matchup for them. They would have been better off playing, say, a team like maybe even a Nebraska in that area that's not as big and strong. So again, it's not gonna change much anytime soon. So I hope those people that are looking for upsets, you know, year in, year out, understand that that's going to be minimized for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, tournament's going to keep rolling on. We don't want to spend too much time on it because obviously this part of the video is going to get out of date really fast. But it should be a good tournament. We'll continue to cover it here on Game Time. On our next couple shows. Bias with a Little Truth will probably be the next live show we do. So make sure you guys tune into that. Let's move over to the World Baseball Classic. That was a big topic of discussion. I know I watched a little bit of it. Ramon watched a little bit of it. I know Daryl saw maybe some highlights, didn't watch some games.
No, I'm going to be clear. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
Didn't watch it, and I didn't look at highlights. I've been all on this basketball deal, right?
There you go. Okay.
So
yeah.
I don't want to act like, no, sorry, y'all. I've been watching.
So the World Baseball Classic, I think, you know, over the last couple of years, it's gotten really popular. You know, it's been somewhat of a spectacle now, I would say. I think it's only getting more popular. And Aaron Judge had a quote where he talked about the tournament's intense atmosphere, stating the World Series. I was in the crowd here. It's bigger, it's better than the World Series. And people are in an uproar about this. And I was talking to Daryl on the phone about it. And it reminds me of this quote where somebody could say, you know, oh man, I really, really love waffles. And then somebody says, oh, you don't like pancakes? Like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. And I agree with Aaron Judge. The atmosphere for that tournament the whole time was tremendous, great. It was so good. And I'm not a baseball guy. My little brother's playing baseball and he's really good at it. And he watches baseball now a lot. So I sat down on the couch and I was watching it with him. And the energy, you know, somebody throws a pitch and they almost connect with the ball. The energy was there. And I think Aaron Judge makes a great point. I think the World Baseball Classic is helping the growth of the sport because there was a point where baseball was on a downtrend. And I think the World Baseball Classic, not only with guys like Ohtani and, you know, the sport being more global, I think this is only helping the sport's outreach and making it grow nationally, because that's what all American sports are trying to do at this moment, is try to grow their game a little more nationally. Ramon, what are your thoughts? I know you said you got to watch a little bit of it as well.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch some of the games and some of the highlights and some of the commentary and stuff like that, and I truly enjoyed it. I think one of the reasons I enjoyed it so much because it's quick and it's fast. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean quick and fast the game. I mean there's a short time where we're viewing it, like boom, it start, boom, it's over. You know, so that was kind of enjoyable. That made it more intriguing. Also, they seem to be making important decisions in real time, real quick. Like, hey, we need to win this game, or hey, we need to rest this game, or, you know, we got to score this many runs because they score this many runs, we don't qualify for the next round and things like that. So it made it fun. It made it a better watch, a better view. You know, how many games are in the regular MLB? A whole bunch. You know, from April to what? September?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. I get tired of it. You get tired of it because some of the games don't count. I mean, don't matter in a sense. You know, you can give up a game here or there, whatever. And then you expect me to back as soon as October to get right back into it and to get excited about something. I can't really do that. It's a long season. So I think that's one of the reasons why other sports are more enjoyable, because their season is condensed, it's small, it's every game matters, it's right now. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, 162. Like, see, that's a lot of games, you know.
162. Like school is 180 something days, right? And the kids get bored. Like
Yeah.
They get
162.
bored if it was 80 days.
Right. We need some e-learning baseball or something like that to make it,
But I think the sport's made a lot of improvements. I know fans were really mad about the pitch clock, but the pitch clock has made things faster in a sense, right? Obviously it's still baseball, but I think that the league has made really good decisions in the last couple of years, and I think this World Baseball Classic has helped grow the sport.
I think what, I don't want to speak for Judge because it's not right to speak for anybody, but what I took from his comment was this. You've got more nations, you got more skin in the game across the world than you do in the World Series. Because it's funny, it's called the World Series, but it's really called it should be the American Series because that's it, right? There's no other countries that are in the World Series. So
man, you sound like old boy who run track, man. Stop that.
No, but what I understood him as saying is this is global, this is big. Everybody's got skin in the game, from Venezuela to Mexico to Japan and all that. Everyone's got skin in the game. And let's be honest here, baseball is kind of, they call it the national pastime, but I'm sorry, college football and the NFL have called it and lapped it. So for me, it's no longer the national pastime. And what I took from him saying is, look at what the world sees, and they're fired up. And I took that as okay. I wasn't offended by his comment. Like someone, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's how he feels, and I follow along with that. If in fact that's what he meant, from a national.
Could you imagine the World Baseball Classic if it was 180 games? It'd be boring too.
It would be no MLB.
I mean, but it wouldn't be exciting. It would be just like the MLB.
Right.
Yeah. We were like, dude, like after 50 games, we were like, man, I'm really tired of hearing this. I'm tired of watching this.
That's why the Super Bowl is so big. That's why the Super Bowl is so big.
And I didn't want to say that sport, but college football, NFL, you got 16, 17, 18 games, boom, 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 done. And now you're wanting it again. Like, man, I can't wait to come back on. I can't wait to come back on. But now you got baseball. You got that from like March to November. You like, dude.
You give it something. You give it something to want for, right? We don't want for anything with MLB because it's in our face to your point, from April to October. Now, mind you, there's going to be some that they're always going to say baseball's still the best, no matter what. And that's fine. That's how you feel.
That's how you feel.
But I'm looking at what people are saying and seeing overall, and it's slipped. It's slipped. I mean, yes, I believe baseball is still a great game.
Yep.
But it's been caught by the real game, and that's that football deal.
Yeah. And the seats were full. I mean, it was a great. I want to give it credit though. Just I thought the event was great. I enjoyed it for someone that's not the biggest baseball watcher. I'm trying to get more into baseball, so I thought it was a great show, and they were selling tickets and making money. Speaking of making money, let's talk about the new league that seems to be making some money. We're going to talk about the WNBA CBA negotiations. They have finally reached a deal. We talked about this after the season ended. We talked about them heading for a strike. I don't think it's going to impact the season at all, thankfully. But the key details of the new CBA: massive salary increase. The salary cap jumps from $1.5 million in 2025 to $7 million in 2026, with maximum contracts starting at $1.4 million and potentially exceeding $2.4 million by 2032. It's already expected that Aja Wilson is going to get an extension.
Hey, you better start saying her name right. Her name is Aja. Stop calling her Aja.
Oh, my bad. Aja Wilson. There you go. There you go. My bad. Aja Wilson.
You're not about that every black woman in America hopping in
I know. You better call her name right.
Aja Wilson. I apologize. High minimum
Aja
salary.
Wilson, game time queen. We apologize for him.
That's right.
My apologies. My apologies. High minimum salaries. Minimum player salaries will range from $270,000 to $300,000 in 2026, skyrocketing from the 2025 minimum salary of $66,000. Revenue sharing. Players receive a 20% slice of the gross league and team revenue for the first time. Rookie jump scale. The 2026 number one overall pick is projected to earn $500,000, and an expedited pathway exists to top rookies to earn max level contracts. Keep in mind, Caitlin Clark only got like $77,000, I think. Roster and league expansion. Rosters increased to 12 players minimum, plus 2 additional development spots that do not count against the cap. The season will expand from 44 up to 52 games by 2029. Additional benefits, the deal includes improved housing, charter air travel, and increased performance bonuses. So big agreement for the WNBA. I want to start off by saying this. I am happy that this deal got done. I am happy for the players. We talked about it very early on when all this was going on. The league is starting to turn a profit, right? I think this is the first year they turned a profit this season. We want the players to get paid. I'm not disagreeing with that. I never agreed with the NBA salaries. That was just unrealistic. But I agreed that there needed to be a pay increase because Caitlin Clark shouldn't be making $77,000. That's just not the case. I mean, the league that they were doing, the unrivaled league, those players were at that time were making more money in that league than they were in the WNBA. So something had to change because that league's a 3-on-3 league, and it was selling out venues in Philadelphia. It was selling out NBA stadiums. And that's a 3v3 league, right? And that just happened a couple months ago. So this deal needed to happen. There needed to be a pay increase. You can't be the top women's basketball league and not be doing this. This will help. A lot of these players had to go overseas and make more money and do all that. That doesn't have to happen anymore. It makes the league better. Now, my co-host is going to bring up a great point. I'm not going to take the point away from him. I'm going to let him bring up the point. But now for this league, it's crunch time. It's time to make some money because somebody made a great point on Twitter. These NBA owners are eventually going to be like, look, we're tired of giving our money up to a league that's not profiting, right? So it's crunch time now. It's, Paige Buckers, Clark, Reese. Those three women were already being highlighted when they were overseas qualifying for, I believe, the Olympics this summer. Already, right? And you still got big names in the WNBA, but it's already those three, and Juju's going to be eventually in the league too. So you're starting to build these players. It's time to start raking in the cash. Hopefully, Daryl's going to bring up some good points here in a second, so I'm going to go ahead and give him the floor.
First and foremost, they absolutely 100% deserve to raise with the popularity growing, right? We
Yes.
get that. You're talking about the Angel Reese, the Caitlin Clark, Asia Wilson, the teams, the potential expansion. With that said, I also saw a lot these last couple of weeks. Pay these ladies, pay them. When then we saw that they got paid, I saw people saying, yeah, good for them, good for them. It's not good for them. It's great for them. First of all, it's great. With that said, there's something that comes with that. In 24-25, the ticket prices for WNBA games increased 43% due to the popularity, due to the Asia Wilson, Caitlin Clark dynamic, along with Angel Reese, of course, and others, right? Increased 43%. Facts, not feelings, fact. Now, those of us who said, hey, great for them, we're cheering and we're saying anybody who has any counter argument is a hater, the ticket prices are going to increase again coming up because they're going to have to, because the league is going to say, we got to keep up with our revenue piece. So those of you that are screaming, you're a hater if you have any other feeling other than it's great and it's the perfect thing. I want to see your ticket stubs. I want to see your screenshots. I want to see your selfies at the games, because it's going to have an impact on your pocket. Look at the economic situation we're in as a nation. I love the fact that these young ladies are getting paid 100%, but there's a yin and a yang when these things happen, right? So how much love are you going to give to the WNBA now when you were giving love, 3, 4, 5 years ago? How much love are you going to give when you see my lower bowl ticket is $185. My mid bowl ticket is $140. My upper deck ticket is $100. That's all I'm saying. There's a equal and opposite reaction to these things that happen. Yes. I want them to prosper. I want them to expand, which they did. All those things, because there's a lot of young ladies out there. My granddaughter, especially little mama number 2, Dakota, she loves hoops, and I would love to see my granddaughter, who's 7 years old this coming up week, in 14 years to be in the WNBA. I would love it, but also there's a price to pay for that, and where there's only so much you can pay out as a family. So I'm gonna be looking at attendance, looking at that type of piece to ensure that people are putting their pockets where their mouth is. It's one thing talking about it, but make sure you're still going to those games. Make sure you're supporting, because also those jerseys, they're going up as well too. So that's just the other piece of that. I'm happy for them. I'm glad for them. I hope those young ladies do great because I've got a granddaughter that's coming up in about 14 years that I want to be playing in that league as well too. So
Ramon,
that's my 2 cents there.
What's your thoughts?
I ain't got no thoughts, man. No, I'm joking. I'm just joking. Don't women, ladies, don't do it. Don't hurt me.
I gotta spit out my coffee. I'm telling you now, you can't. Hey,
don't hurt me. You know what, man? I'm happy they're getting paid, man. I just want to see people support and continue. The one thing that I don't want is to see those guys or women, my bad, get this monthly salary, money start looking good, and all of a sudden the league becomes extinct or defunct or whatever word you want to use. I don't want that to happen. You know, my job right now that pays my bills, I'm an athletic administrator at the high school level. And we're seeing an incredible decrease in women's sports across our state of Indiana. You know, our young ladies aren't really getting involved across the whole state in multiple different sports for whatever reason. And I hope that something like this sparks the interest again where more young ladies are getting involved. Now, our high school state finals for women's basketball was incredible. And we got some incredible athletes at all different levels of 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A in the state of Indiana. But we are seeing our numbers decrease. And something like this can only help us at the grassroots level. But the grassroots level has to continue to increase so that WNBA can increase or collegiate athletics can increase, and it becomes that feeder system all the way up to the top. So as long as those guys are doing their job at top, keeping those buildings filled, keeping that apparel flowing, keeping those TV deals going, keeping everything happening, you know, it gives us a shot at the bottom to keep sending kids through that feeder system to get to the WNBA, and it gives our children. Whether it's an inner city young lady or someone in a rural town, you know, it gives them an opportunity to live that dream of being a professional athlete or professional coach or a professional trainer or professional medical staff person for an athletic team. So I'm praying that we get out as a group, as individuals, and support the WNBA in the same ways that we support the NBA, the NFL, some of us support the MLB, not COT, but you know, it's about in soccer, etc.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Really good point. I'm happy for the league. Probably watched the most of it I've had in the last 2 years. I'll continue to watch it obviously this summer, and I think it'll be good for the league. The one thing I don't like, but I understand why they have to do it. We're going from 44 games to 52. I understand why they got to do it. I wish they wouldn't. But I understand why they got to do it. So it makes sense. I'm excited, especially for the players that are going to get drafted, right? I think that's probably the one thing I'm probably the most excited about is because a player like Juju Watkins, right, who will be unsurely the first overall pick, not next year or not this year, but next year. You know, she deserves to make more money than just $77,000, right? Because that's what Clark made when she got drafted. So I'm excited for the players that get to come into the league and make way more money than they did, you know, because you come from college where you're making millions in NIL and you come down, you know, obviously you still got sponsor deals and all that. So it's not the end of the world, but your league should be paying you a good chunk of change as well.
I like the fact that they did an increase in games. It was only 8 games, all right. So
just so you can see it. There you go.
Okay. So increase in 8 games, which is good. It's a small increase. It's not some we're adding 20 games because you got to see what the pulse is. You know, again, happy for it, all those wonderful things. But the true tell will be your ticket sales.
Yeah,
will be your box office, right? That's going to be the true tell. We can be emotionally one way or the other on this show, but we'll find out when it happens that way, right? I think that's going to be the matter.
My counter argument's this because they also got a new TV deal too. So my question to you, and I'll have to do some research because I didn't pull it up before we started. It's just a question I thought of now. How much do the ticket sales matter based off the TV deal? Because obviously a lot of these leagues now, it's like, the ticket sales are good, but it doesn't really matter because the TV deal is so good.
I'm not talking about the league. I'm talking about the people. I'm not.
Well, now they get a slice of the television revenue too.
Listen. The fans aren't getting a slice of that. I'm talking about the fans. I'm not talking about the TV deal. I'm talking about the fans. And what I'm saying, those fans who say, okay, honey, let's take you and the 2 kids to the game, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, 8 years ago, you could get in there probably under $100. How does that affect when they I'm not talking about the TV deal and how it's going to affect billionaires. I don't care about them.
No,
I'm talking about Joe Blow, who works at Walmart full time, who has 2 kids with his wife. That's what I'm talking about.
And I was just talking about the overall league because, like Ramon said, I don't want this to be the point where the league falls under or something like that. I thought we were talking about the overall of the league. That was my bad.
I'm just talking about the fans, right? Because
we're
the ones who get up out of our house, drive to the stadium, and buy, right? That's what I'm saying. And people got to look at the big picture. We can say, oh, I'm a hater, and I knew that was coming from the troll. But the fact of the matter is this: those people are going to have to go out of their pocket to go to the games.
Yeah.
You can sit there and play tag with it all day long, but that's what it is, right? As an example, do you go somewhere where you're priced out of the price point? Do you go to Ruth Chris once a week, or do you go to McDonald's once a week, or whatever the case may be, right? So I'm just saying, just look at that as a perspective. Listen, I think they're going to flourish. I absolutely think they're going to flourish, but we'll see. We right now we don't know. This is all speculation, right?
Mm-hmm.
My hope is that this league flourishes and they add about 6 more teams.
Yeah.
So because that's going to grow it, right? Having young ladies that are able to go to a WNBA game in their city, right? And that's going to help. That's why my little mama's going to be there this year a lot.
They just added Golden State, and then I think they're adding one in Canada this year or next. I don't remember.
And I had one in Philadelphia in a couple years too.
But you follow what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You want to be able to see it. The reason why I became a Pacer fan because I was able to go to the games and see it up close, right? And I want these young ladies to be able to have the opportunity to go to the games, and it doesn't break their parent, right?
Yes.
And good also point. Have other avenues in other cities. This is a huge win.
Yes.
I mean, this isn't a loss; it's a huge win. But you got to think about the big picture and how long does your money stretch?
Yeah.
Right. To jump on what you were talking about, Isaiah, with a lucrative TV deal, it's highly important, and it's the number one, driver. But if you start losing attendance inside the buildings over the contract of that what's the name, and you have people staying at home, if you're in your own home and watching the games, you have so many other things you can be doing that could pull you away from viewership, whether it's mowing the lawn, talking to your significant other, talking to your kids, text messages, going out and having a beer, whatever. There's a lot of things that can drive you away from. But once you drive to that stadium, you're locked into that stadium. Yes. That's where you are. All right. So if we get to a point where we're living only on the TV deals and we're not filling up the stadiums, you're going to start over a 7-year period. You're going to start people getting disinterested again because there are multiple other avenues of entertainment or something that can captivate your attention. So one of the greatest things about the NFL, also the NBA, is that the lucrative TV deals, stuff like that, or Notre Dame and their crazy TV deal, or the Big Ten and their crazy TV deal, the stadiums are also full too. So I'm getting you coming and going. I'm getting you left and right. Both hands are out, not just one hand, So we still need to get people into those stadiums because I don't know if I see too many people sitting at home watching the games with their jerseys, their hats, and their cups like Cotto, maybe like Reggie, sitting in the corner all pasted out, while watching an away game, But you will see all these people sitting there sitting there in the stadium dressed in all the Fever gear, all the Pacer gear, all the Laker gear, etc. So it'll drive merch too. Those buildings, those concrete buildings help with so many other different revenue streams.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. And I pulled up the TV deal here, 11-year media rights deal valued at $2.2 billion, partnering with Disney, Amazon, and NBC Universal. I just want to say the TV deal is so great too, because I remember last year I was trying to find a Fever game and I found it on this random channel, and I kid you not, the quality was like 480p. So I'm glad that they've gotten this TV. I kid you not, it was really bad. So I'm glad they got this TV deal too. Obviously the TV deal is a big part of this as well. So big wins for the WNBA as a whole. We talk about expansion. We're going to move over to the NBA because I just want to pat myself on the back. I brought this up early, very on into our podcast. The NBA will be meeting on March 24th and March 25th to discuss an expansion to Las Vegas and Seattle. And like I have said, when they do this, they will either move Minnesota or Memphis over to the East. And right now it looks like it would be Minnesota. And I will continue to say it. It should be Minnesota. It should not be Memphis. Should be Minnesota for sure, without question. I like the expansion. It's 50-50 for a lot of people. A lot of people don't like the expansion.
I don't like it at all.
It feels it's not needed. I like the expansion for the Seattle side. I think Vegas is becoming too flooded with teams. I think it'll hurt the Las Vegas Aces as a whole as well, because they do really well in Vegas because, well, there hasn't been a lot in Vegas, but now there's the Raiders. The hockey team is there. There's everybody's starting to flock to Vegas all of a sudden. I don't like the move for Vegas. I do like that Seattle. I think they should do Seattle. There shouldn't be any other NBA expansion until we get Seattle a team again. I do agree with the Seattle expansion. I don't agree with the Vegas expansion. I do agree that Minnesota needs to go to the East if all this goes down, because one, it'll help the East. Two, it'll help my Anthony Edwards agenda. And then third, it'll just be good for the league to have a team back in Seattle. And then obviously the East gets a little bit of a bump getting Ant Edwards and the Timberwolves out East. And probably is better for Minnesota's traveling as well.
I disagree with you 100% on all your takes. I think it should be Memphis going to the East. I think this is a money grab by the NBA. There's no need to expand today two additional franchises because it's a money thing, just like with the WNBA. We're going to have to pay the price for this because if you're talking about owners agreeing to split the pie 32 ways versus 30, you got some billionaire owners who don't want to do that either. This isn't going to be a unanimous vote. There's going to be a lot of conversation about it. And again, I see this so much is going Vegas, right? There's a point of, a line of demarcation where it's just going to just be a neutral piece. I don't like the fact that if they're talking about, expanding, going to Vegas. I like Seattle because of what they did to the city of Seattle when they moved to Oklahoma City. They held them at hostage. They say they had 2 years left on their deal in Seattle. Yes. The commissioner said if you don't allow them out of their lease, we'll never come back to Seattle. That's what the NBA did to the state of Washington, the city of Seattle, which is S.
Yeah.
Right? They did them absolutely wrong, right? So they said you better do it now. If not, and that was wrong for me in my opinion. I don't know that the NBA is needed for expansion right now. Maybe down the road. But right now, no. And I think it's a money grab. I don't think it's about anything other than adding more revenue in other cities to make that pot bigger. So I don't like that spread in that case. But also the other piece is they've been talking Memphis for the last 5 years when they talked about the expansion. Very, very rarely has any other team came up other than Minnesota and Memphis. I like it Memphis because it's closer to the East Coast, and they've got easier travel to the East Coast piece if they're going to be in the Eastern Conference. I like that from that geographical perspective.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's me.
I don't want to put – there's so many already bad teams in the East compared to the West. I don't want to move a bad team from the West and put them in the East, and then you got more bad teams in the East when the East is already looked at as weaker. So that's my only thing of it. I mean, I don't really. At the end of the day, I don't really care who gets moved.
You're not moving because of who's good, who's bad.
I have a preference. I have a preference, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't.
I'm talking geographical.
Geographical too, right? And everyone says you split it down the middle. You got Minnesota and Memphis who are part of that are in the West, but they're all the way on the East. So, but either way, yeah. I mean, Memphis makes probably more sense, obviously, from the map side. And
that's all I'm saying. I
don't have a preference either. Ramon, what are your thoughts on the expansion? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
Expansion is inevitable. It's going to happen, so it doesn't bother me at all. As far as moving Memphis, if you move Memphis to Vegas, man, are you moving Ja with it? I don't trust him in Vegas.
You saying move Memphis to Vegas? Are you saying move Memphis to Vegas, Ramon?
That was a joke, man.
Oh my God.
You know who said?
Wait.
You know who said that? You know who said they need to move Memphis? They need to move Memphis somewhere else. Daryl's favorite player, Draymond Green, said that I think a couple days ago. He said
I actually think I
think they should move. I think they should move him out of Memphis.
I wouldn't put a team in Memphis.
That ain't cool. Because what?
Yeah.
Because
hey, before you do any expansion or before you move the Grizzlies or whatever, you should move Ja to a place like Utah. You know, or if you're gonna get an expansion team, get one in like the Dakotas and move like all the fighters, put them on one team and put them in the Dakotas.
Put a team in Hawaii. They should put a team in Hawaii.
Why you rubbing your face, Scott, man? I make a lot of sense over here.
They should put a team.
Make a lot of sense. Hey, the bottom line is the NBA is going to do what the NBA needs to do to generate more money. Yeah. Period. You know, and so if they see a market that's more profitable, they're going there. If they see a realignment of teams that would drive revenue, as far as like multiple games or competitiveness or ability to highlight the move and the people within the move and the games on all the different platforms that will end up generating money, they're going to do it. So no matter what direction we go, no matter what way we thought, no matter what team is there, what city we're going to bring back or not be in, it's going to all come down to one thing. How does this make us more money? Yeah. You know, and all I care about is that I hope that their move to make more money doesn't move me to another league for entertainment because I don't like the product that you're putting out here. You know,
great point.
I'm on record for saying that I don't like the NBA as it is right now, and I'm not going to say I don't like it where I don't look at it. It's not as intriguing as the NBA was to me years ago, because I think it's a forced entertainment now instead of just great sports and competitiveness. And I hope that they don't continue to try to push this as entertainment at the highest level. Forget about the sports competitiveness of it and lose people such as myself. But they're gaining other people, so I can't knock them for that.
I think another city I'd like to see get a team because I'm not a fan of Seattle. It's probably Louisville. I mean, you've got the college teams that do well. I think Louisville would be another good market for them as well if they wanted to. But it seems like they're really hell-bent on doing Vegas and Seattle. Some other cities is Mexico City, Montreal, Vancouver, Nashville, and Louisville. So
they failed in Vancouver already. I
don't know why they go back to Vancouver.
From the record. You know, geographically, that's what they're going to look at. And to Ramon's point, it's all about the dollar signs. And no matter what the hell we want or what we think, they're going to do it for the money. But here's all I'll say to this. Years ago, there was this phrase. It said, casinos are a recession-proof business. And I'm telling you right now, they're not recession-proof anymore. They're closing. And they're minimized. So there's a line where you think is coming. There's going to be a line where people say, I'm not doing it anymore.
And when I was a broker, we talked about investing in alcohol companies and tobacco companies because they were recession proof. Right. You know, in depression you drink more, in happy times you drink more. That ain't happening right now.
Exactly.
He's drinking less.
Right. It's not because so you can sit there and say, oh, they're going to keep coming. But there's a point where they're not going to keep coming. And I tie back to the WNBA. There's a point where I said, nope, I can't do it. And believe me, people know that I'm a big roulette guy. And I spend a lot of time, used to spend a lot of time. And I go, and you don't see it like it used to be. They're closing. You know why? Because back in the day, it was Vegas, Atlantic City, and just a few others. Now,
hey, man, how old are you? That you go to the casino like that? That's for old people.
I'm 26. I'm just talking about what my parents used to tell me about. So, but with that said, now you leave your house from Indianapolis, where I live. I've got 8 casinos within the 3-hour drive.
How do you know that? How do you know that there's 8
because
casinos?
I'll tell you why. I've been to all of them. I know damn well how far the closest one is 18 minutes away, which is Shelbyville.
Google Gamblers Anonymous, please. Get this man some help, man.
I'm not anonymous. I'm not anonymous. It's real.
My goodness.
They're everywhere. They popped up everywhere. And I'm not knocking them. But there's a point where people say enough's enough.
You make a good point.
Be careful. Just I'm saying,
because it just gets to a point where, and we're in an age where everything is just, it's money. It's overpriced. I think wrestling's a good example. They're doing WrestleMania in Vegas back-to-back years, and they're charging the same prices.
Well, you know why?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they're under new ownership. Their ownership company's based in Vegas. They're also they're under the same ownership as the UFC. It's all just, and they were in Vegas last year. They were supposed to do it in New Orleans. They stripped New Orleans of their Mania show, and they're putting it back in Vegas. They're charging people the same prices, but then they see people aren't buying the tickets. So they're like, oh, we'll do a buy one, get one. You buy a ticket for night one, you get a ticket free for night two. That's not working. Not only that, your product sucks. The creative isn't good. It goes back to when you go away from what your core audience wants. NASCAR is another good example too. You're not only shedding casuals, you're shedding your core audience. And we talked about this with the NBA. Now, Adam Silver, who I think is the main problem here. I think the league can get better if Silver wasn't in charge, but Silver is going to be in charge for a couple more years. Or I don't know how long he's going to be in charge for, but he's going to be around for a while. I think Silver is ultimately the one that's hurting the league more and more with all the stupid rules and everything else. But the NBA, I think, has the difference between the NBA and NASCAR and wrestling is I think they've got a bigger core audience, obviously, and probably a more dedicated core audience because, I mean, someone like me and a lot of other people were just not going to abandon the NBA to a point. I didn't watch the least I watched the NBA was back in 2018. But other than that, I probably watch. I can't even tell you how many NBA games I watch on a daily basis, just because I love basketball and I love the league. But at the end of the day, if your product isn't good, you're not going to get casual audience. And if you continue to go away from your core audience, you lose your core audience. So I think you guys make a great point. And at the end of the day, money is the biggest issue. All these people are money hungry, and that's the whole reason why businesses start to fail. People don't go out to eat as much because people are overpricing, and that's not. And it goes back to just people are money hungry, and it's greed.
Free market, and that's fair. Just understand there's a line where people can say enough's enough, and we've seen it in multiple businesses. Bahama Breeze, a big tropical restaurant down south in Florida, and all. Bahama Breeze is closing all of their stores. I've been to Bahama Breeze many times in Tampa. Love that place, but at a certain point, there's a line of demarcation says no more.
Yep.
And anybody who's been down south knows Bahama Breeze is the bomb. But guess what? Everybody's got their breaking point.
Yeah.
And just be aware. Don't be so arrogant to think it's not going to happen to you. Ramon, how many times we talked about it in athletic? Oh, this isn't going to happen to me. This only happens to other people or other entities. Yep. Just be aware of that, because your arrogance can get you to a point of where it's like, oh shoot, man, we made a mistake. And that's all I'm saying from my perspective.
No, good points. Good points all around. We're going to continue on with our WNBA talk. Or not WNBA talk, NBA talk, excuse me, with a little bit of
you got WNBA on your mind, man.
We're gonna talk NBA. We're gonna do a little bit of buy or sell. We did this as the NFL playoffs got closer, so now we're gonna do it with the NBA. Fellas, we're gonna leave it up to a vote. Do we want to start in the East or do we want to start in the West? Where do we want to go?
The East, because it's quicker.
All right.
Sell the whole damn conference.
Okay. We'll restrict to the East on. So here's what we'll do. If you're buying, you're saying Eastern Conference Finals, NBA Finals. We'll go about that. You think they can get there? Sell is more probably losing in the first round. Second round's more of a middle ground. Kind of explain me. I get it. The dogs are. We're gonna just.
We gotta get this. Who let the dogs out? I'm telling you, that's gonna be money.
We're gonna start with the Eastern Conference. We will start at the top of the deck. Actually, should we start at the top or should we start? We'll bounce around, actually. We start with Detroit. Fellas, buy or selling the Detroit Pistons?
It hurts my heart, man, to see Cade Cunningham out probably for the rest of the regular season. What it looks like is, on that collapsed lung deal. There's no way Detroit has any chance without 100% Cade Cunningham. I can. Yes, they're a good team without him. Yes. But they're not a championship, Eastern Conference championship team without him. So everything's hinging on Cade Cunningham and his health, man. For me, I hate it. I've been riding the Pistons since November, and I'm gonna continue to ride with them until I'm told that Cade Cunningham either can't play or isn't himself. And you'll be able to see at the end of the season if, in fact, because I think they've got 13 games left, 12 games left. We'll see. That's you're talking about 3 weeks right there. So we'll see what happens in 3 weeks. If he's not himself, I could see them winning a first round series, but not anything beyond first round.
So if Cade's healthy, are you buying or selling? They make the Eastern Conference Finals.
I ain't changing. Detroit Pistons will be in the Eastern Conference Finals if Cade Cunningham is healthy, but that's a big if right now.
Yeah, Ramon.
If I said today, if I had, you know what, I don't think that they're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Period. I thought they were at first, but when he comes back, if he comes back, will they be in sync? Will he be 100%? Will he be on limited minutes? There's a lot of question marks. Even if he comes back, there's still question marks. I don't know how do you come back from a collapsed lung and play intense back-to-back airplane travel, 4 quarters basketball, and be good.
Yeah.
It's easy to say come back and play a game, but man, you're playing 5 games, 6 games, and possibly, air travel, jumping between airplanes, elevation changing, things like it's a lot of things that goes involved with this. I don't see him, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, they are not a contender anymore.
All points are great points. I mean, he's 100%. I mean, it's tough, man. And with the way he plays as well, too, right? He's got the ball in his hands. He's the maestro. He's their Tyrese Halliburton.
He's Lightning McQueen. It's a one-man show. Offensively,
it's not a one-man show. It's not a one-man show. They wouldn't have 51 wins at this point with a one-man show. That's a narrative that's false on people who don't watch him. He's absolutely not a one-man show. But he's the straw that stirs the drink. And if he ain't there, that drink is going to fizzle out.
Yeah. We'll see. Boston Celtics, buy or selling Eastern Conference Finals?
I thought they were going to be in the finals against the Pistons anyway. So, yeah,
I'm buying. I'm definitely buying. Ramon?
Man,
I'm buying NBA Finals. That's my favorite right now.
I'm buying the Boston Celtics, man, because they got their best player back.
Uh-oh.
They got their Superman back. They got their number 1 back. They got their back.
How do you say troll without saying
troll? They got their leader back.
Interesting.
It's kind of like this show.
He don't
this
believe
show
that
was very, very good. Very good with you two. But then when I come back, oh my God, now we become contenders. Now we can go against the 520s and the pivots and Cameron and Mace and those guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm back in the building, man. So now the Celtics are definitely a contender.
Finals
contender.
There you go. Daryl, any rebuttal there?
How do you say troll without saying troll? Right? No, listen. We all have our feelings about what we like and what we don't like. But no, the Celtics, bringing in Jason Tatum, their second best player, a one-dimensional player, has been a real good lift for the Boston Celtics. I mean, Jaylen Brown carried the team for 60 games on his back on both ends of the court, and now you've got your second best player back who's refreshed, energized, not worn down from the season. You add a top 20 player, top 15 player to your team, man. That's a big lift.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, Isaiah?
What's up?
D-Cot just said that the other guy, Robin, carried the team, put him on his back, did all these things. It sounded like he was saying that when Tatum was gone, Boston was a one-man show.
No,
but if you rewind.
Hold on. So here's my rebuttal to this. At the start of the year, Pritchard didn't shoot well. Derek White didn't shoot well. He was saying it was all Jaylen Brown at that point. But then Pritchard got in rhythm. White got in rhythm.
Isaiah. It can't be a one-man show because a few minutes ago with the Pistons, he said that that's a false narrative. You don't win them many games being a one-man show.
He did say that.
You're exactly right. And I'm going to tell you why I said it, right? Because in the beginning of the season, Jaylen Brown was carrying that team until Jones and Pritchard decided that they wanted to play NBA basketball. And that's what helped them come along, getting them better because they have responsibilities. But with that said, Jaylen Brown is also the straw that stirred that Boston drink. Now, Tatum is a nice Robin. He is. He's an upgraded Robin. Man, he's Robin 2.0. Give him that.
Tatum is like the cup that holds that drink and that ice and that straw together.
That's awesome.
Tatum is a paper cup where Jaylen Brown is a porcelain coffee cup that nothing can happen to it.
Hey man, on to the Knicks, man. On to the Knicks, man.
All right. Atlanta Hawks buy or selling a second round appearance.
I am selling, and this is why I'm selling. When they did away with Magic Monday, dude, I can't stand Atlanta, right? So with this expansion thing, they need to get Atlanta out of Atlanta, Hawks out of Atlanta, because if you can't have Magic City Mondays and lemon peppers, then you know what? You don't deserve an NBA team, nor do you deserve to be in the second round of the playoffs. All right? Now, how about that?
I'm not buying Atlanta. I'll let Ramon have that one. I'm not buying Atlanta, no matter if it's lemon pepper, hot pepper, garlic spice, whatever. I'm not buying them anyway.
Okay. Cleveland Cavaliers buy or selling Eastern Conference Finals appearance. You guys already know what I'm doing. I'm selling every stock imaginable. Everyone. I've got friends sending me, "Oh, James Harden, he clutched up last night." What part of the season are we in, fellas? Remind me again. What part of the season? What is it? Regular season. How could I forget?
That's you and your hate towards Harden, man.
How could I forget?
That's all you.
We're in the regular season. We got to calm it down. We're in the regular season. Just like them Lakers, regular season, calm it down. All right. Buying or selling, Cavs Eastern Conference Finals.
I'm not buying it.
Not buying it?
No. Why would I buy it when I said Pistons and Celtics and even you can't have three teams?
Do you think they've got? Do you think they've got a shot? Are you guaranteeing they're out in the second round? Do you think they have a shot? Like,
hey man, I'm not Jimmy the Greek. Hell, I don't necessarily know, but what I'm saying is if I got two teams and I pick the Pistons and Celtics, I can't pick a third team. But if the Pistons don't make it, I would probably. To me, it's a coin toss between the Knicks and the Cavaliers if the Pistons don't make it.
Okay.
To me.
Ramon?
Man, my inner Ramon won't allow me to pick anybody that has James Harden on the team.
Beautiful.
He's going James Harden every time we get a chance to.
Yep.
So I cannot pick him to be
we're gonna get to games
in the finals. If something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. So I can't do it.
If they gotta play the Raptors, I don't think they're getting out of round one.
Man, I don't care if they got to play two more people.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious.
They can play us three.
I'm so serious. They're not getting out of round.
Do you believe that too, Ramon?
They're not getting out of round.
I believe that they can play us three and two more people, and somehow James Harden will figure out how to lose it.
So no, do you believe that if they play the Raptors would beat them in a series?
Man, I don't trust James Harden, so I can't. It's just something about it, man.
Gotta clip that, y'all.
Toronto.
We gotta clip that one.
If that's our matchup in the first round, Toronto in 6 games. I'm calling it right now. Toronto will win in 6. Toronto will win in 6, and Eli is gonna have to buy a Lakers jersey because he put it in the comments a couple days ago. He also said if the Cavs make the finals, he'll buy me the Harden jersey. I won't have to buy it. So we'll see what happens. But
you ain't gotta worry about doing that.
I am still sitting on my bet. If the Cavs make the Eastern Conference Finals, I'll buy a Harden Cavs jersey. But I don't have to worry about that. Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes, Defensive Player of the Year Scotty Barnes is gonna get them out of the first round. So
you serious?
What about Scotty Barnes or the Raptors? Yeah. I'm serious about
Scotty
both.
Barnes.
He should be second at least in voting.
He can't hold Jaylen Brown's jock on defense. What are you talking about? He's
Jaylen
not
Brown
even close. He's not close to the on-ball defender that Jaylen Brown is. Are you kidding me? So you just sharing things out of emotion because you want Toronto. Got it. Fair enough. Got you. I got you. Fair enough.
No, Scotty Barnes played really well on defense.
I took the bait.
I don't think Jaylen Brown's playing well on defense. I don't know if he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I didn't say he was going to win it. Wemby's going to win it. What I'm saying is,
you
said Scotty Barnes as if he's a better defender than Jaylen Brown. Let's be true here. That's what you said.
I like pancakes, so I don't like waffles.
No. What I said was Jaylen Brown is a better defender. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm not even. I'm talking about Scotty Barnes. I'm not even talking about Jaylen Brown.
Well, I'm just nipping it in the bud so you understand who's better, because I don't want you to start going down this narrative for the next 3 shows talking about Scotty Barnes. I want you to pump your brakes a little.
Isaiah, he got that man.
I'm bringing up Scotty
The
Barnes.
boy got a man crush on Jaylen Brown, man.
Hey, no, I got a huge man crush on Jaylen Brown. Believe that, brother. I absolutely.
We were talking about the best American players. He brought up Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's the greatest NBA player right now, apparently.
Well, no, that ain't what. See, not even close. Well, you know what I said. Hey, I'm okay to be quoted, and I'll back my quotes up. He's a player, and he's definitely better than Scotty Barnes.
That's fine. I never said he was.
On both ends of the court.
That's fine. I'm not saying that. All right. Let's do this. Charlotte Hornets, buy or sell. They will get out of the play-in.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got a little bit of thinking here. Okay. I gotta give something because y'all are giving me these easy answers. I gotta spice it up for y'all. So I'm giving you situations.
You definitely effing spiced it up right there.
You don't have a thought? Not at all? You guys gotta give me something.
They're good. You know what? They've got 3 talented players that are very young right now, right? And they've come a long way from the beginning of the season. Nipples are probably gonna be the rookie of the year. Brandon Miller is the next real life Paul George. He's also gonna be a 2-way player. Yeah. You know, I'm not. There's nothing that intrigues me about Hornets, Heat, Magic, and 76ers.
Interesting. Ramon?
I'm going with if it ends like if it starts right today, it would be the Hornets versus the Heat, right?
And I think the Hornets would win, but they'd have to play the loser of Sixers Magic.
But if it was Hornets versus the Heat right now, that would be that first game, right?
Yeah.
9-10?
And I'd probably take the Hornets.
I'm taking the Heat.
You're taking the Heat? I'm taking the Hornets.
I'm taking. Why would you take? Like they've played this year, right?
Yeah.
They've played how many times this year?
I think 4. I don't know. Maybe
probably
3.
4. Probably in the conference is 4.
I'm looking at it. I want him to say it. They played 4. And what's the Hornets' record against the Heat right now?
You don't know.
You got to tell me.
But they got Bam.
They're 1 the Hornets are 1-3 versus the Heat.
Okay.
And most games haven't been close.
It's just one game. It's just you just got to win one. It's the play.
I know you got to win one.
If I had a switchblade to my finger, saying they cut my finger off, if I had to pick Hornets over the Heat, I'd probably pick Miami just because, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Hornets. I mean, it's so
I really don't.
mid to me.
I really don't want Miami back in the playoffs.
It's so mid to me, you know. But at least Miami's got Bam, and you know he's a dominant scorer. I mean, any night he's going to give you 50 or 60.
That's the guy. That's the guy LeBron beat in the finals, right? The one that scored 83, right? I think that's right. Right?
This isn't baseball.
Yeah,
Teams win, players don't.
That happened.
Who did Bam score 80-something points against?
The Washington Bullets.
And who always talking about the Bullets are going to be a good team at some point?
Right, but Trey didn't play that game.
Man.
Oh, get that! Oh my God!
It's 3 of us on here, and somebody is always talking about how good the Washington, whatever their names are, going to be at some point. Man, they gave up 80-something points to Bam.
Hey, listen, if you ever saw the mock-ups of the videos of the Raftsman mock-ups on Reels on the internet, this game they should clip the game and just do a side-by-side comparison on wrestling being fake and the second half of the game, Washington and the Miami being fake. You won't be able to tell the difference. It looked the same. Scripted, so you can. And I know we said we weren't going to bring up Bam again, but you brought up Miami, so I had to.
Fair enough. What are we looking at next? All right, Knicks buy or sell. Let's say Eastern Conference Finals.
Man, fine. If you say Cunningham's out, right? Then you've got three teams: Celtics, Knicks, Cavaliers. And if Harden does a Harden, then I guess you are looking at the Celtics, the Knicks. Just understand this: the Knicks was stumping Boston before Boston's second best player went out with an Achilles tear. Just saying. Just look. Don't look at highlights. Look at what happened. And the Knicks was stumping them already.
No, I'm buying on the Knicks for sure. Yeah, I like the Knicks for sure. I'm buying them. Ramon?
I got Knicks in the championship.
Knicks look like they got an easy road. If the playoffs started today, Knicks have a nice road to the playoffs.
Knicks in the Eastern Conference or
the finals?
In the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
So right now they'd have. So if Boston and New York played in a 7-game series, or who are you taking right now? Because me and you both are very high on Boston. Boston's my pick to come out of the East still. Don't get me wrong. But if New York beats them, I'm not shocked. But so who do you have coming out of that, Ramon?
I think Boston's going to come out. I think Boston's going to catch Detroit.
Okay. Interesting.
That's gonna be tough. 12 games go with 4 games, so that's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be extremely tough.
Yeah,
it's doable. It's doable though.
Yeah. Toronto Raptors second round appearance. Buy or sell? I'm buying it. I'm gonna buy in.
4 or 5 matchup because you buying because you right now the way it is be Cleveland. That's why you're buying it.
I'm
not buying it.
I'm not buying it. If they slot to 6, I like their chances of getting New York, but I do think it's way more slim because New York's just a better team. But I do like Toronto.
I think the top 4 teams are the best 4 teams in the East.
I think the top 3 teams. I think the top 3 teams. I think there's 3 teams, and then there's everybody else. I think that's what it looks like to me. Honestly, let me be honest about the Cavs. I don't like Harden.
You're not going to be honest about the Cavs.
Here's my honest opinion on the Cavs. Here's my honest opinion. I don't like James Harden, but they have a real shot because Donovan Mitchell is a real killer. He's a great player in crunch time. So I will say that. And then the defense with Allen and Mobley, it's not Harden won't be the reason that they get far, but he may be able to ride the coattails of Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, and Evan Mobley because defensively. They have such a good front court defensively. I think that will help Harden a lot.
Well, granted, they don't have Scotty Barnes, though, on defense. Remember that.
Oh, my goodness. I said one thing about Scotty. But Jared Allen. Mobley's a defensive player of the year. So, I'm not.
You're right.
And Allen's really good defensively, too.
We talked glowingly about them. Remember? About 4 shows ago, we talked glowingly about that front court for Cleveland being strong defensively, right? Yeah. So that's real. That's real.
So, Hard may be able to put up 6 points in a game 7 and get away with it because he won't need that. He doesn't need it to be the guy, right?
You think you slick. See, you think you slick. You try to throw that in there. When I throw mine in there, you want to challenge me, but you're going to say,
no, that's not true. I let you have it sometimes.
Harden can do a 6-point game and be okay. Nothing to shade.
For the last couple of weeks, when you say Brown's the guy in Boston, I don't even say nothing anymore.
Because you can't say nothing. Hell, he's putting up the numbers.
I don't say nothing about it, so I let you have it. No problem. All right. I don't think there's anyone else in the East I want to hit. Atlanta and Philadelphia could definitely scare some people, but I'm not. I want to see where they land first, and then same thing with Orlando.
Scroll down to the bottom.
I want to see where they land first. Okay, we'll
scroll down to the bottom. We can't have this show without talking about that great team at number 15. My boys have lost 14 in a row. They're playing hard. First 3 quarters, they are rolling. Then that last quarter, there's this fade. They're trying their best. They're playing young players, getting better. I'm proud of the effort. I've already put my name on the dotted line for next season. I'm ready to roll. And I think, as I've said on this show many times, when we get pick number 1, it's going to say with the first pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select AJ DeBonsa. Woo! Boom. That's it. Enough said.
And then all next year, we don't even got to do buy or sell for the East because I ain't picking nobody else. I ain't picking Boston. I ain't picking Detroit. I ain't picking Atlanta. I ain't picking Toronto. I ain't picking Cleveland. I ain't picking New York.
Background gonna be a Pacer background.
I ain't picking nobody. I'm gonna say it's the Pacers, and then there's 15 other teams in the or 14 other teams in the NBA. If you think you stopping Halliburton, Neesmith, Nembhard, Siakam, DeBonsa, Zubac, oh my gosh, who's stopping that team out here?
Let's go. What's up?
You think Boston's gonna stop them? You think New York's gonna stop them? We'll get more spankings next year.
This is gonna be a pace. See this the game time background is gonna be the Pacer background. I'm telling you.
We ain't doing it.
All right. I feel better now.
Bias with the little trip is gonna get real biased when the Pacers are back next year. It's gonna get real biased. It's over for the league. And if we slip to number 2 and we get Darren Peterson, he's only gonna have to play one half. That's fine. He can play one half. That's all he needs to do. He can play his one half drop.
That's what he's got in him. That's what he's got in him. One half.
That's all we need. And I saw the report. I got to bring this up. I saw the report that said that the Pacers are super high on Cam Boozer, and they may take him with the number 1 pick. If you take Cam Boozer with the number 1 pick, I will not support the Pacers. No, I'm not. That's a little too extreme. I will be really mad if they take Boozer over DeBonsa or Peterson.
I've talked to Rick last week. We're not taking Cam Boozer.
I hope not.
I talked to Rick. We had a good conversation, and I can't say exactly what he and I talked about, but just understand we got some things in place. We also have an alternative in place if we get number 4.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
And honestly, if they're at number 4, I kind of want them to take Acuff, but I obviously take Caleb Wilson if he's still there. Buy or sell. You know what? We're gonna do one more buy or sell. Buy or sell. The Wizards are in the playoff or play in next year. Buy or sell.
I'll let Ramon have that one. Ramon.
I tuned out for a little bit. I put on my other screen the cartoons, man. Because y'all acting like cartoon characters on this stuff about the Pacers.
What's wrong
with
the Pacers?
What was the question again, man?
Wizards next year, buy or sell, playoffs or play in.
The who?
The Wizards.
So you go from some dumb shit to some dumber shit.
Wait a minute, hold on. What's wrong with the Pacers and what we said?
No. He ain't talking about the Pacers now. See, we got to cut that out of the video. He's only talking about the
What's wrong with the Pacers?
There's nothing wrong with the Pacers. The Pacers are a great team and a great organization.
Is it not going to be the Pacers?
So y'all talk about if they get this draft, no one in the world can compete, not even the monsters.
No, Isaiah said that.
No. Daryl said it too. I'm not letting you get away with this. No, Daryl's saying it too.
I got them over Space Jams or whatever.
I do too. You think the monsters are going to keep up with this fast-paced basketball with the Pacers?
See, man, and that's why you tune. That's why we're going to the Wizards next, man. Come on, man. Cue the music, man. Let's go home. I'm
not letting Daryl say, "Oh, Isaiah said that." No, Daryl's sitting right with me in this statement too.
Look, man, that's the only thing I'm biased about is my Pacers, man. I'm not even letting off the hook, man. I can't listen. Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. All right,
we're moving to the Western Conference.
To the West, yeah.
I got Uncle Drew and his boys in the play-in game.
Let's move to the Western Conference. Okay, let's do this. Buy or sell. The Clippers get out of the play-in. I'm buying.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. I'll buy that.
You'll buy that. All right.
I'll buy that for $1.
Buy or sell. Rockets second round appearance. I'm selling. If they got to play Denver, I'm selling. I'm definitely selling.
I don't like that matchup with Denver. If it stays like it is, Rockets, I believe, will be one and done.
Ramon.
I don't like none of their matchups.
So
I'm gonna say done.
And I said this at the start of the year, and I was told, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They've got Reed Shepherd. They need a point guard, and they didn't get a point
in the
guard.
West. You can die on a hill if you want. They're 4th in the West.
I get it, but
you talked about the West is so much greater than the East. They're 4th in the West.
We've We've also said when it gets to, we also said when it gets to playoffs, things get a little tighter, things get more intense, and you need players to play their role. I don't think they've got a guy that can play point guard.
They don't have a good enough team to beat Denver, man. It ain't just about the Reed Shepherd. They don't have a good enough team. Şengün's going to get taken to school by Jokic.
Yeah.
That's a bad matchup for him. I mean, that's
I agree.
About point guard and sharing the load. They're a bad matchup because of what their team is. Their bigger guys are so inconsistent.
But they've got the great Kevin Durant. They've got Kevin Durant. How could you lose? The great Kevin Durant should get them through to the next round, though. That's KD.
Hey, listen, no team wins with one player. This is a team. I mean,
except Boston.
They're not.
Boston
well, that's different because you got Jaylen Brown. But I'm talking about the Rockets here now. And again, they're a good team. They're just not good enough to beat the Knicks, the Nuggets, or probably the Timberwolves either.
But this is Kevin Durant we're talking about. This is KD. The Warriors needed KD.
They proved they needed him. They went to his house and begged him to come.
And
so you're right.
And the Rockets begged KD.
Realize that was 8 years ago too, right?
Hey, this is the great Kevin Durant we're talking about. I don't know. He's got to get it done. This is the great Kevin of Durant.
Yeah,
he's got Şengün.
He's got to get it done.
KD's got to get it done.
Okay.
First round exit for the great Kevin Durant. I don't know. He's got something's got to shake out for KD, man. I don't know. This from what I was told, this was their year from some people. So
who told you that?
Twitter.
Okay, that's Twitter. All right. We talk to people who have some sense.
All right.
You're on Twitter way too damn much. Listen to that type of stuff.
I'm joking, obviously.
No, I bet you it's there somewhere. Someone did say.
Oh, no, I'm serious on that. I'm just saying I don't buy it. Let's say buy or sell Blazers get out of the play-in.
Yeah.
If they play Phoenix, I like it. Obviously, I don't like it if they play the Clippers, but I think they will beat Golden State if they play them in the first round, which they probably will because New Orleans isn't going to catch up to Golden State.
This is pancakes versus waffles to me.
No, I agree.
All four teams are roughly about the same, man.
I like I said last week on the show, I think none of these four really matter because neither of them are beating the Thunder or the Spurs. I think the Clippers can give either of those two teams a good fight, but I still don't think they win, right?
Yeah, I don't see any. It's waffles versus pancakes, man. Just like,
Yeah. Do you like the Warriors or the Blazers more in one game when we get there?
Well, it looks like Steph's going to be out for a while, and they definitely can't depend on the Saginaw Strangler to do anything. So I would take the Blazers in that case.
Yeah.
I like pancakes more than waffles.
Fair enough. I agree with you. I think pancakes
me
are
too.
better.
But I'll take waffles if I only got waffles. I'll take them.
You know what I'm saying? And I actually like French toast more than I like waffles. So with that being said, I like Portland.
So you like it softer then?
Hey man, pause.
So
pause.
In this hypothetical scenario, right? Let's say the Clippers beat the Suns, they get the 7th seed, and then the Suns play the winner of Blazers and Warriors, and it's the Blazers. Blazers, Suns, who do you like? I don't know. I feel like that's tough, but I think the Suns probably get them.
Again, flip a coin, man.
Yeah, I think that's what.
I mean, we know this. The Suns can't depend on Devin Booker to carry them. We know that. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's 6 and 1 and half dozen the other.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because he's never done it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. All right. Denver Nuggets buy or sell getting out of the second round. So Western Conference Finals.
Does Jamal Murray show up?
Yeah. And he's a playoff guy. I mean, he plays really well in the playoffs. So yeah, but I don't. But I think for them it is about how much can their role players show up too. That's another reason why Denver plays well as well. Is their role players you seem to step up in the playoffs around when we get there. So
they're gonna have to if they're gonna try to get to the Western Conference Finals this year, buddy. I tell you that.
Yeah.
So the question is out of the second round, right?
Yeah.
That means they'll get to the Western Conference Championship, right?
Yeah.
The answer is hell no.
Yeah. It's a 2-man race. I don't disagree.
I can buy that.
Because they'll have to be either San Antonio or Oklahoma City. Yeah, man, that ain't gonna happen, man.
But is you're not because we just talked about it. Jokic will really do well against Sengun. Do we not think Jokic is going to play really well against Wemby as well?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The other players, though, man. Jamal
that's
Murray,
a good point.
That's going to be the key to me. Jamal, is he healthy, right? Because he was hurt when he fouled out against the Lakers. He still wasn't back 100%. If he's 100%, they got a fighting chance. But if Murray is not 100%, I don't think those role players will play any much better because Murray is that guy, right? So I don't know. I think Denver's in a tough spot.
All right. So is Denver still the hypothetical third best out west, or is it Minnesota?
Nah, I think the Lakers are the third best, man. I mean, the way they've gotten hot over the last few weeks. LeBron seems as though he's taking his role.
Thank you.
As the guy. I listen. I don't like the Lakers. I don't. But we just call them like it is. I'd say the Lakers are the third best team in the West right now. And they got a dude who's done it all, right? Granted, he's 41. Then they got Luka Doncic. He's going to get to the foul line because he's going to foul bait. So they got a chance. He's not a bum. Those guys are great players. But I mean, I would still take the Thunder or the Spurs over them.
Yes.
But hey, man, I've seen crazy things happen.
Yeah. I think the Lakers are like the sixth best team in the West.
I got them fifth. I've got Houston in sixth.
Yeah. And so reason I have them in sixth because I have Oklahoma and San Antonio.
I got Denver, Minnesota.
Denver and Minnesota. So I got them in fifth.
I think the more and more I've watched Houston play the Spurs, the Thunder, and just other teams that are in their same area, they've kept it close, but they don't win. And so that's not saying I don't think Houston's bad, but I've watched them play the Spurs. I've watched them play the Thunder, and they keep it really close all the way through the game. And then we get to the fourth and they can't get the wins. So that's my only thing with Houston, where it's like, I've seen them. And like I said, I think Ant's going to do well in the playoffs because he has the last couple of years. And I think he'll will them to a first round win. Like right now, I don't like that the Lakers play the Timberwolves. I think the Timberwolves can win that in 6 games. Hell, best case scenario, they could probably win it in 5. I don't know, because for me, I mean, the Lakers got a center upgrade in Ayton. Ayton, I don't even want to talk about Ayton, but it comes down to this. Ayton apparently realizes he's not the guy in a quote that he put out this week. I don't buy it. He is playing well, but I like I said last week on the show, I don't know how to gauge my own team right now because I'm 50.
Isn't he playing well because of the guys around him are playing better and picking their game up? So it's taking the onus on Ayton saying I don't have to do this because these guys are doing it.
And that was kind of his quote. He said he saw Luka stepping up, he saw Braun stepping up, and he said, "Okay, I need to play my role or whatever." That was his quote, not
man.
Bringing that out.
We need to take these quotes and shove them in the trash. These guys say a whole lot of stuff.
I agree.
A week ago, he was saying he was the next coming of Lou Alcindor. So they're quoting me. What do they do on the court, right? And the last week on the court,
things played really well.
He's falling into place. That's all that happened. I just wish they just wouldn't quote anything. Well, let us watch the game and see how you react, and let us assess there, right? So if he plays that way, he rebounds the ball, sets those nice picks, and hits the open shot on that short screen and roll at the elbow. Yeah, now you got something. But if he goes into thinking he's somebody else, it's probably gonna be in the same boat.
No, I agree. No, I mean don't get me wrong, I like how the Lakers look. I can't buy them yet. It feels a little, we're in March. We're getting close, but it feels a little, it still feels a little fool's gold to me. 46 wins is 46 wins. Same thing with the Rockets. 43 wins is 43 wins. I'm not taking that against them. But it's the playoffs. We talk about baseball and their regular season. Basketball is kind of the same thing for me. Things are a little more loose. When you get to the playoffs, things are going to get tight. I think the best thing that the Lakers did, and it was what they're doing, is they're bringing 2 guys to the ball defensively because they realize they're not the most athletic team on the defensive side of the ball. They're making the right adjustments to where they're more effective on defense. There's a lot more effort on defense from everybody. Braun is, like I said at the start of the year, I said he's got to be their defensive anchor for this to work and not rely on the offensive side of the ball. Let AR and Luka do that, and you be better on the defensive side of the ball. And he is. His stats show that he's being an impact on the defensive side of the ball. When they're out on the perimeter, they're bringing 2 guys to the ball. Like I've credited Marcus Smart all year. they've done a good job. They've gotten better defensively, and that's what you need in the playoffs. You have to be a better team defensively if you want to get anywhere. So I like what they're doing, but I agree with my ex-Laker fan over there, Ramon, that I'm not buying them just yet. I'm happy to see that they're playing so well. It's great to see them get all these wins, but we're not in playoff time, and you got to play a Timberwolves team that slaughtered you last year, but I do think this is a slightly better roster than last year. If you got to play Denver, that's always a tough matchup. I really want the Rockets, but I think the Rockets, I mean, you really don't know who you're going to get because they're tied right now, 43, 43, 43. So it's going to swap between 5, 6, and 4, 5, and 6 for and probably till we're down the stretch because the Lakers, they've got a nice little 3-game cushion, but that could obviously change as well. But as of right now, you don't know who you're going to get, but I really want Houston out of everybody at this moment in time because I think
everybody in the top six would say what they prefer Houston. Because again, they look like a bad matchup for that top half of the bracket there. Yeah, I agree. But here's I'll say this, right? I know we talked about playoff being a tighter game. Listen, man, the statistical data still shows that Luka and AR-15, anyone they're guarding is shooting 48% from the field. That's a big number. Yeah. So how do you avoid that in the playoffs? Because again, like I said last week, in every screen and roll, they are going to be involved in that every screen and roll. And if you got Marcus Smart in the game, you're going to be a little smaller. So you're going to get bigger teams like that Denver team, like the San Antonio team. That's something to be aware of, right? Bigger team. So it's not over yet, but the Lakers are looking really mighty nice right now, for sure.
Ramon, give me your thoughts. We talked about it before the show, but I want to hear a full breakdown.
Are you guys familiar with the term fugazi?
Yes. Yes.
Lakers, fugazi.
Okay.
Fugazi.
That's breakdown right there.
we talk about, the Lakers have had a run recently of a bunch of wins, right? So let's just look at that run. They are 1-1 against the Denver team, right? That we said is kind of hobbled right now.
Yes.
And that one win was an overtime win.
Yeah.
But the rest of the wins that they beat the Pacers.
Yeah.
Right? They don't count.
Hey, watch it.
I mean, no, they're not the Pacers for next year after the draft that you guys were turning cartwheels about.
I got you.
They're this year's Pacers, all right?
Yeah.
They have beat Minnesota. That's a great win.
Yes.
Chicago, and Miami, and Orlando, and now they have 2 wins against Houston, right? But we just said, as a group, we don't trust Houston.
Bad matchup.
For various reasons. So the only great win that they have really is kind of like the one in overtime against Denver,
New York,
and Minnesota, and then New York. But I throw the whole East out except the team that's led by Jalen. Oh, my bad. Led by the other guy who's the best player in the cup of Boston Celtics.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, man, I think this is a bunch of smoke. Now, what's going to happen is this. They got Detroit, Oklahoma City
don't even matter
twice. Anymore. Let's just see how they play. Not if they win or lose. Let's just look and see how they play.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see how they defend.
Yep.
Let's see how before we say, okay, they're a quality team where they could make it to the Western Conference Championship, stuff like that. They got a couple teams. Let's not say that they're great when Bron scored 120 points against the Washington Wizards. Let's not say that.
I'm not, and I've said all year, I don't think they're Western Conference Finals. I think they can get out of the first round, but I think that's it.
Yeah, I think they can get out of the first round, and I think they're going to be in trouble.
I agree. I think the only saving grace for a lot of these teams is if they play the Spurs as experience. Stephon Castle may not shoot well. Wemby maybe too big of a moment this year for his first year in the playoffs. So maybe that's your only saving grace if the Spurs just aren't ready, right? For a lot of those teams.
But here's the thing with that though, right? You still got the liability on defense from your 2 best scorers, right? And that's going to come into play somewhere. I'm not saying it's going to make them lose a game or that's going to come into play when in the playoffs, as we saw when Boston hunted Halliburton 2 years ago. They're going to hunt these guys, man, and that's going to put everybody else in panic mode, having to switch and having to cover. And I think that may be a challenge for them. But if those guys are hitting the lick on offense, man, you're talking about high scoring 120-point games in the playoffs, because that's what I see, right? And then then we talk about who's outscoring who. I think the Lakers got the offensive firepower with those two guys that could match any other two in the West, right? But just the problem is on the defensive end that's where they're not. That's where they're not there.
I agree, and like I said, the effort is better, and effort can get you somewhere. It's not getting you to a Western Conference Finals, but it'll get you somewhere. I agree. The offense is explosive, and that's their saving grace. When you can put up 120 points, you could probably win. But if the other teams put up 120 points, you maybe not win. So they've got a shot. I love my Lakers. I know I've been harsh on them all year, but it's because I love them, and I know they can do better.
Hey man, look, hey,
I know they can do better than what I'm saying.
You just do, Ramon. They're my team, and I love them.
I love them. I love them. I just want the best for them, right?
Lord! Now you're talking like you're a parent. Yeah, I love them. And I want the best.
I am. I love them, and I want the best for them. I won't be disappointed if you just give me your best effort, and that's all I want. Just give me your best effort.
He sounds like he's in a dysfunctional relationship with a spouse or a partner.
No. Hey, we're not. Don't bring up them Dallas Cowboys right now. It's not the time. We're not.
I love them.
I'm in my happy place.
And I want the best for him. Don't forget that part. And I want the
best. I'm in my happy place when we're talking about the Lakers. Do I get a little frustrated? Yes.
I know they cheat on me. But
no,
but they love me anyway.
I love the Lakers, right? I'm not going to talk about Dallas. That's dysfunctional, all right? I love my Lakers, 46-25. At the end of the day, I've already put this season down as a wash. So if we can go above expectations and get out of the first round or second round, great. But right now, let's just get to the offseason. Let's unload $56 million off a 41-year-old, and it's time to start spending. It's time to start getting this roster right. And then next year, it's going to be Lakers and Pacers in the finals, and I'm going to kick my feet up like this, and I'm going to be like, whoever wins, I'm going to be happy. And honestly, I may root for the Pacers just a little more because I want to go to a parade in Indianapolis. So either way, I'd be a winner.
Lakers and Pacers in the finals.
I'm not calling that. Obviously, I think the Thunder and Spurs will probably still be better than them. That's my hypothetical, Alice in Wonderland type scenario, obviously. All right? I'm not saying they go to the finals. I'm not quoting that. I'm not looking into the camera like it's Indiana, Oregon. That's just my dreamland. That the Lakers and the Pacers are in the finals. I can kick my feet up. I don't got to worry about who wins.
That's fair.
I was stressing last year. I was stressed to watch the Pacers play the Thunder. It was stressing me out. Anybody else we want to hit out on the Western Conference? I know this has been a great episode. I told y'all we were going to have a good episode today. Today's been great. I've enjoyed this episode. Nobody else?
I've learned a lot from you too, man. I've learned a lot about you too.
What can I say? What can I say except you're welcome?
Even laugh. No, man, all around good stuff. Good dialogue. I think we definitely want to, have more conversations about the WNBA. In all honesty, because it's compelling. You're adding 8 games. You got salary structure that's working for the ladies, right? You got a league that's up and coming. Hey, it's worth having conversation about. What's going to tell us if we're going to talk about the WNBA are our viewers.
I want to talk about competitive cheer. We should all go to a competitive cheer contest. Shout out to my granddaughter Tamaya, who does young youth competitive cheer.
Give me a T-A-T-I-M-E. Go. Game time. There we go.
I really enjoy the youth competitive cheer. I sit there and marvel at them. Yeah, man, we got to talk about it, man.
There we go. Awesome show.
Next show up, competitive cheer talk.
There we go. Here we go. Yeah.
There we go.
I'm gonna do a video. Video with me cheering with her, like that one commercial when the father is cheering with his daughter. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
I guess we're doing NHL too, then, right?
Hey, I'm with it, man. That soccer, we can do it all.
Maybe we can bring in a correspondent for NHL because I honestly I have nothing to offer.
You know what? You know what? I'm going to reach out to a young lady I used to train. She plays professional soccer. Ryan Brown. She plays for the Seattle Reign. See if we can get her on the show. Let's talk about some women's soccer professional.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. All right. Well, fellas, what a great show. Laker fans, don't be mad at me, right? We'll get through it. Pacer fans, hey, like I said, it's the East and everybody else next year. I don't really care what anyone thinks. I'm gonna be very hard to listen to next year when we're talking about the NBA because I'm just we're gonna.
Man, you hard to listen to now.
We're gonna try. Daryl's gonna be like, man, look at those Pacers. I'm gonna be like, why does it matter? Pacers. Pacers could be 8th in the East next year. I'm still picking the Pacers.
I'm projecting June is going to be our highest rated month of ever this upcoming June when on June 25th when the Pacers select AJ DeBonta and we're live on draft night at the Pacers draft party.
I'm so cool with y'all being high on the Pacers, and I hope Isaiah you talk about the Pacers every time next year. Anything to stop you from talking about Washington. In Orlando.
Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's
anything.
Tough. Well, listen. Orlando, I'm very soured on at the moment. Paolo wants to be Kevin Durant instead of LeBron. I don't understand his infatuation with shooting jump shots instead of driving to the rim and dunking the ball. So I don't really care about Orlando. Washington, I support them for, like I said at the deadline, their effort. You got to make an effort, right?
What effort do you make when you give up 80 points to Bam?
I understand.
Let me recap something for you, Isaiah.
We're still trying. Hold on. As a semi-Wizard supporter, I'm not going to call myself a fan. As a Wizard supporter, we're trying to get another draft pick here. So yeah, Bam can score. You know what? We're letting a mediocre team have their day in the sun because when you got Jerry Jones up there in the front office for Miami, we're already in a better spot than the Heat are right now. The Wizards are in a better spot than the Heat right now because you know why? You either want to be great or you either want to be good. You know what the Heat are? Mediocre. They're worse than Philly. They're worse than Orlando. They're worse than Charlotte. They're just as bad as Brooklyn right now. That's how bad the Heat are because they're so mediocre.
He said that they try to get a better draft pick. They've been trying to get a better draft pick since Jordan was on the team. So they've been trying that for a long time and been really successful.
Listen, you gotta give them credit. You gotta give them credit. They haven't quit.
Two. Look at my man Isaiah's my man, 50 grand and all. But look at his track record. He cheers for the Orlando Magic, the Washington Bullets. Oh, stop.
No. I want to clarify.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Orlando Magic, Washington Bullets, Dallas Cowboys, Atlanta Falcons. Man, y'all, you see the trend? Y'all see the trend? He pitched teams. He was an Atlanta fan for a little bit.
Give me the Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks because I bought in on the Seahawks very quickly.
You like abusive relationships, man.
That's not true. Listen, I can't. I'm gonna Orlando, right? What did I say last year when they played Boston? I said I think it goes to 6 games. I think they're going to give them a fight. I didn't say they were going to win, right, Daryl? You can quote me on this.
You're right. But listen, we were both high on Orlando. We just didn't realize the fool's goal we were talking about.
One of us wasn't high on Orlando.
No, this year I was wrong. I will fully admit I was wrong. I thought so. I will take that one on the chin. Atlanta.
I've never been high on Orlando.
As for the Falcons. Well, Penix got hurt, so I mean that one's a little null and void. We can't go back.
This ain't football season, right? This ain't.
I'm just talking about his bad picks. He I got a homeboy who always picks the wrong woman, like always, right? He always picks a bad person to date, right? And I'm thinking that if I take his DNA and take Isaiah's, there are some chromosomes, some similarities somewhere in this compound because they always pick an abusive relationship, man.
I'm only in one abusive relationship. It's only Dallas.
See?
I'm not a Wizards fan.
I'm only in one.
I'm only in one, and it's Dallas. Everybody else, I love my Lakers. I'm a Wizards supporter. I'm not dying on. I'm not going to be like. I'm not going to come on here and rant about the Wizards if it doesn't work out next year. I'm going to be like, well, it didn't work out. It was a good effort.
I'm a Wizard supporter.
I'm a Wizard supporter. I like the effort. You know, they've got young guys. And like I said,
what effort? Did they come to work every day?
Like I said,
the show is falling off the rails.
And even if it doesn't work out, you still can keep your young guys. That's the whole point of this. That's why I said I appreciate the effort, because at the end of the day, if AD and Trae Young don't work out, you still got Sarr, you still got Carrington, still got Koulibaly, you still got the core young guys that you need to hopefully be successful. I'm not saying
let's talk about this one in 2 years, man.
You realize there's more chaotic people out there that think they're going to be a top 3 seed in the East next year, right?
Listen, we spent way too much time on the Washington Wizards, man. This is going to get cut out. We're losing viewers. We were up. Now the viewers are just dropping off one at a time. They don't want to hear that crap about the Washington Wizards. We got to move on from that. Come on, man. we can talk anything else, but come on, man.
I think the Wizards is exciting conversation.
Okay, fair enough. You know what? You can do it on your overnight show. There you go.
Perfect. Hey, man. I shout out to the Washington Wizards. All right. I don't know why my co-hosts are being so hard on them. I'm gonna find the play-by-play radio guy for the Wizards, and I'm gonna have him come on here.
Okay.
Tell him to put a bag over his head.
Got the.
Goodness sakes. Okay. Well, what a show. It's been such a great show. I had a feeling today was going to be such a good show. So I appreciate it. Everyone that tuned in. Remember, April 4th, we're going to be at Bigsy's Restaurant. We're going to be giving away Pacer tickets for your 2027 NBA champion Indiana Pacers. So make sure you do tune into that. Well, not even tune in. You got to drive over to Bigsy's Sports Grill to win your Pacer ticket. So make sure to join us on April 4th. That's in 2 weeks, I believe. So make sure to join us. But folks, that's going to do it for the flagship show of the Game Time Network, Game Time Live. We'll see you guys on Tuesday or Wednesday for our next live show, Bias with the Little Truth. We'll see you guys next time right here on the Game Time Network.